Alrighty. So now once you've created an account, now the next thing is to open up your browser, desktop app. So on your browser, type shobiz.finitepay.io. Then it should take you directly to this. And then for you to have a desktop experience, then there's this icon here. You can always click on install, and then it will be installed directly on your desktop, right? Like in this case, you can right click, overhit, pin it there, and you will have it pinned on your desktop for ease of access. Because I had another tab that is open, now we are actually going to continue. So as an agent, you'll have to log in with the same agent's credentials, but for businesses, they will have to create an account for them to be able to access the dashboard. Now, the mobile app and the desktop are almost similar. It's just the difference is the layout. So for the desktop, we have a sidebar, but for the mobile view, this is the mobile view, the one that I'm hovering around. So this is how it looks like. So we have the inventory. We also have inventory over here. And then to add a product, so in this case, on the mobile, you just click add here, and then you'll get this pop-up where you have to select, are you adding a physical product or a service? Yeah, depending on what you are actually doing. So let's say in this case, it's a physical product. So I'll click on add a product. Let me put this over on the side. Let me say vanilla essence, something like that. Essence, buying price, let's say I buy at 100 shillings, then sell it at 200. The quantity I have, let's say 100 pieces. And then there's the section for the barcode. Some items that have a barcode, you just scan them automatically, or at times you can, it's optional, it's not mandatory. So in this case, I'm gonna click on that. Then if you get this error, just retry, click on retry. And then we have, this is the item. Then it detects automatically, and then I can always click on add. But before adding, if you have to also key in your expiry dates. This is also essential to get those reminders and notification before the product actually expires. And for items that you sell in bits or small quantities, let's say like cooking oil, salad oil, you sell in amounts of 10 shillings, 20 shillings. If that items involves that, then you'll always have to allow fractional sale for that item. But in this case, I'm assuming that this is gonna sell as a unit. Click on add. And then now if we go back, then that item will be, if we search for vanilla, you see there, we have it with 100. And then now to make a sell on mobile is very simple. You can either search, all right, you can search for vanilla, or even you can use your, like that, or even you can use the same camera to scan the barcode. You can hear each time I scan, it is incrementing there. Okay, if I can even scan, let's say if there are so many pieces, like they are buying 50, I cannot keep on scanning 50 times. I can always use this icon here to update the quantity automatically. And if let's say I wanted to decrement, I can use the minus icon here. Let's say they wanted around 45 or 46. And then once I'm satisfied, and then I can always click complete sale, select the payment option, complete. Then on my history here, you can see that the recent sale, this one here, I've sold about 9,000 Kenyan shillings. Now, the beautiful thing is that everything syncs automatically. If we come back to the desktop here, we'll be able to see that that sale for vanilla essence. So now this comes in handy. Let's say you are running a business where at times you and you're not at your shop most of the time, you have someone who's running the business for you, then you can always keep tabs and keep track of all the activities and all the sales that they are making from whichever side that you are. Let's say this is the desktop, and we also have the mobile side here. Everything is in sync. Let me pin this to always be appear on the top like that, such that it's always on top there. Okay. And then at times, let's say an item has been refunded, that is like a customer returned an item and you had made a sale or made a mistake in completing a sale, you can always click on returned. You can see what it tells you there, and if I click return, you can also see on the mobile side that everything goes back automatically. All right. And if we come to the inventory and search for vanilla, the vanilla essence, we can see we have 100 quantity. Remember, that was the what we did put in. Okay. Now for the desktop to make sales, so you can use your automatic barcode scanner, or even you can just use the search there, that is vanilla essence. Let's say there's another thing, let's say shaving, let's say it was a cosmetic shop where whatever you have physical products and also services that you issue, then you can always key in together. Okay. And then once you satisfied, and then let's say they gave you like 1,000 Kenyan shillings, you can put there, and then it tells you how much the change is, complete the sale, select which mode of payment that they paid for, or in this case it's cash, save payment, and then on your history you can also see on the mobile updating right now is 4, that is 16 in 24-hour clock system. And then also here we have that. Okay. Alrighty. And then at times, I mentioned at times you have items that you sell in small bits, in fractions. So if we come to add, let's say cooking oil, something like that, you buy, let's say at 1,000, you're selling at 2,000 the entire thing, and then the quantity is like 20, let's say it's 20 liters salad oil, and then the barcode, if it has, you can click it or even just leave it. Let's say assume it was not there, it doesn't have, you don't need to put it, and then you have to click on this icon here, allow fractional sale while adding. It will generate the barcode for you. Okay. And then once you are done, if you go back and search for cooking oil, you can see there, and this also gives you this tag fractional. So when it comes to making a sale, if we search for cooking oil there, it will ask you what quantity and the price. So this is where you put in the quantity and the price. So now in this case, our customer bought 2 liters. We can put there 2, or even we can, let's say, put 2.5, 2.5 liters. And then for 2.5, that is how much? That is 500 shillings. You can put in the price as well, and then you see it gives you that, and then you can complete sale, and then like that. Okay. So you have that, and also you can sell multiple items. It's not just one by one. So you can let's say there was symbol, something else, the cooking oil, in this case let's say 1.5 liters, that is the amount. So for 1.5, let's say that is 300 shillings. Add. See, now it will keep on giving you a list of items, and then complete, and then if they paid cash or M-Pesa, select that, and then you can see that we have that on the history. So I'm illustrating on 2 devices, everything, even on these, the physical one. If I search for something, let's say there is this, you can see it adds it here. Let's add another item. Let's say this cooking oil. We can also do the same thing, 300, and then that is 1.5. Add, you can see it gives us, you can also always edit if you have done something wrong, and then click on complete sale, hash or whatever, like that, and then we'll also have it, you see, we have it automatically there on the mobile. That is the beautiful thing, is that this thing syncs automatically. If we come to the history here, and then on the desktop here we have today's sales, we have 63.6 K. So if I was to scroll up, you can also see the same thing, 63.15, that is the total profit. The weekly sales is that, and so on and so forth. So everything is in sync. Even if, let's say, you had done something on the mobile offline, the moment it gets internet connection, everything will be synced automatically across all your devices. Even if you lose your device or even your mobile, once you log into a new device, all your history, all your data will be restored from the cloud automatically. All right. So that is on the side of the point of sale, sales history. At times you want to see, let's say, for example, collection analytics. Remember, collection analytics here, it now gives you like when you normally select the mode of payment, either M-Pesa or cash, you can always see like how many sales, like what was the total collection on cash, M-Pesa, and then compare with the total that you have in your tills or whichever, or the cash that has been collected in that day. So that is stored there. At times, you have multiple stores, right? You have so many businesses that you are running. So for that, if you come to business summary here, you can always add. On top here, there is a switch outlet and so on. So if you come here, you can always add a new shop and so on. Let's say this is let's say Tika hardware, like that. Phone number optional, location, all this you can always fill in and then click on create a shop. Okay, now the next thing is that you have to create employees. Okay, now that is for the employees management. Now here you can always add an employee, click on add employee. Let me move this out of the way, is now becoming distracting. You can always put the name, the email, the phone number, and the temporary password. Okay, and then once you've done that, you have to assign them the shop that they will be running. Okay, so each time now they will log in, is that they will if you had a stock or any other activity, and also the permissions that you want to give them. Let's say they can only manage the sales, stocks, edit the inventory, so you can allow permissions of the things that they can be able to do. Okay, so now that is on the side of outlets. If you have multiple outlets, you can do it there. You can have as many, even a million outlets here, million businesses that you are actually running. Okay, and then so we've looked at point of sales, sales history, the inventory. Now lending is where you put in, if you've given things people on credit. Let's say I gave Jen, you can put in their phone number, that is optional. And then here I have to switch back. Remember, this outlet is the new outlet that we've just created. I have to go to business summary. I select I have to come to switch outlet here. You can click here, or even you have to switch back to the main. And then now if we go back, if we go back here, now we'll be able to get a list of items that we'll be lending in this case. Okay, so that is Jane did what, took, let's say, 2 Simba cements, and then enter 2. We enter that, and then we can always choose another items. Let's say this vanilla essence, we selling 9 pieces, and remember you have to click on the plus icon. And then once we done with that, then we can always click on save loan. And then if we come to all loans here, we can always see the list of the people that we've been giving things on credit. And then how you settle loans is very easy. You come on click pay. Let's say Jane came to you and paid around 800 shillings. You can enter the amount. That is a partial payment. And then once you do that, then we can see that she has paid the 800. The balance is 3,000 Kenyan shillings. And then once they pay you the remaining full amount, then you click on settle of things. Okay. Alrighty. Now, sales history, the business summary. This is where we've talked about you can always switch back and forth. The back office or the store. This is for managing your store. If you have a business that you even also have a store here, once you receive, let's say you receive items like cement, let me, in this case, Simba, they come in, what do they come as a unit, one, that is each, a pair, dozen, all those things, or whichever how you receive them. For these cases, each. Let's say I've received 100 units, then I can always click add. Then you can actually see that in the store we have 100, and then on the inventory we have 19. If you want to push items from the store to the inventory, then there's this to inventory, and then how many are you sending. So let's say you're sending 10 cements, you can always click here transfer. Then now we have 29 at the inventory level. All right, so you do the same thing, click on add if this is the one that you want to add, and so on and so forth. All right, so if we go back, at times, let's say if you are running a business that at times you have high traffic of customers, we normally have end of day sales reconciliation. Okay, let me push this up. Let's say now you have high traffic and you are not able to log in. You can always go stock taking. Okay, so what I mean by that is that you check on your shelves, like let's say like cooking oil. I have sold like the remaining have remained with around 10 liters of that. And then for Simba today I sold like 20 bags. No, the remaining bags are 20. It will calculate now for you the number that you sold in that case. Okay, and so on. For vanilla essence, the remaining have remained with around 10 bottles. And then if you want to put this for a particular day, let's say all these you did it, let's say yesterday, you can select the day 14th. Okay, and then click post take. Once you do that, if you go back and then check on check your history, you come to the history here, and then you select yesterday's date, which was 14th. Then you'll see the list of all those items that you sold on that particular day. Very simple and easy, straightforward. So now that is on the end of day sales. We've looked at the collection, analytics, customer management. That is if you want to manage your customers here, you can always add your customers, full name, let's say Jake. Phone number is optional. Once you've added them, then if you want to be managing, if you know you have customers that keep on coming to you over and over, and you would like to be giving them a commission from the purchases, you can always be managing like this. And then if you click on that customer, click on make sale, which items are you selling them. Let's say if it is this, this or that, then which mode they paid, and then complete. Okay, so if you do that and then go to your history, sales history, and then today's date, this 15th, you go back, then you can see all this has been logged. All right, so now that is on the side of the customer management. And then we also have the invoices and documents. That is when you are invoicing a business, you can always create a new document. If it's an invoice, put in the details, the business that you are running, the logo. Click on the logo there. You can always select an image for your company and all those things, and the customer details. This is where you key in their phone number, the email, the addresses, and then where are you selling from? Do you want to add the items manually, or you want to add from the inventory? Okay, so you can always select like that. It makes your work very easy. And then once you're done, you can always save that document, and so on. Very simple, very straightforward. To-do list, this is where you put in like whatever you're planning to do in that particular day. So you can always add tasks like pay employees, put a description, due date, want to pay them on 30th at the end of the month, at the time you want to pay them in the evening or something. Okay, and so on. Should be a high priority, and then you save that task. Okay, you see now upcoming, we have one upcoming task. If it's due today, go to upcoming. All those you'll be able to see them and also get reminders on the things that you're supposed to do. All right, so that is a simple walkthrough. We've looked at the invoices. This one, calculator sales. This is whenever you put in a number, it does what? You can always make calculations from here, back and forth. So yeah, that is the calculator side of sales. All right, now that's the overview of how the point of sale works. One last but not least feature is that at times, let's say you are selling something like Simba in this case, but you want to sell, your customers bargained, then there is this price discount. You can always discount them and give them a discount. In this case, you sold them at 100 shillings. You can always apply, and then once you complete the sale, on your history here, you can always see that you sold this particular item on discount. So that's how it works. All right, now for services, last but not least, if you go to the inventory, if you're dealing with services, you have like a barber shop or so, you can come here, click add, and then add service. And then here you can always enter, let's say it's a screen replacement, like that. You charge, let's say 2000. These are optional. Click save service. You can always add the different services. Let's say laundry, charging, let's say 100 shillings a kilo for whatever. Click save. You can add as many services you want there. Charge, let's say 200, and so on. So you'll have a list of all the services that you're offering. And then to sell or even to issue services is just the same thing. No change, you just need to search for that. So let's say screen replacement. Let's say you did a screen replacement, laundry for this person. You sold also cement. There are some businesses you find that everything is there at once, even services, all those are at one place. What cement, that was Simba something, we can add like that. and then you can always settle them all at once. Okay, if they paid cash, and then on your history there, you'll also be able to see the full list. All right, and then you get the full summary. Today we've made this a total amount of sales, this was our profit, this was our weekly sales, monthly sales, and so on. All right, and then now let's say you have employees, you don't want them to see, let's say, your sales. You can always lock what they can see. In this case, I have to let me log in. You log in again. So in this case, johndoe@gmail.com. Let me put my password real quick. Click login, and then I can set as employee. Okay, now once this device has been set as an employee, if you come to the sales history here, you see now you'll not be able to see the analytics like the total sales, profits, and all those things, but you can see the full list. Same to the inventory. You can also not see the overview. You can also not delete items from the inventory once they have been keyed in. That is final. Those are the permissions that now if you want to regulate, do a user management and all those things. That is the overview. Very simple, straightforward. Helps you keep your track of your daily sales, how your stock, your inventory, manage your customers, lending, the expenses. If you're running a business, let's say today you paid 10,000 rent. Which category is this? This was rent. Rent there, select that. You can put rent again. How did you pay it? You paid via M-Pesa card or whichever. You can attach the receipt for that and then save that expense, and then you'll see automatically that is saved there. So let's say we spend let's say 200 shillings on lunch, so that we can put it as food. Can say lunch. Vendor, you can add that, whoever sold you, how did you pay, paid via telemoney or something, add, save those expenses. So it will have a list of all your expenses, and then now that will help you compare between business expenses, your total sales. And then you can always weigh between at the end of the month, your expenses versus maybe your profits, or that do they make sense, to see how all your business is faring on. So now that is the side of the expenses. Very simple, very straightforward. Okay, at times you have others like activities. So there is maybe an activity within those. You have that. So activities, let's say for example, something like you are doing what? You are doing, let's say, renovation. Wow. Renovations. Let's say business house renovation that you are doing. You can save this activity, and then now here is where you do what? If you come, you can always add the individual expenses that the house renovation cost you. Let's say for example, you can enter, if you come click the plus here, now you can enter, let's say for example, paint. You have paint cost you 2,000 Kenyan shillings. How did you pay, which currency? You can put the receipts, all those things, and then add expense, that is paint. You can add something else, let's say cement, like that. So this is cost you like, let's say 3,000, and so on and so forth. You can attach the receipts and so on, like that. So it will give you a full activity for that. If you had decided to do a renovation or whatever things for a specific activity, so it groups everything together instead of keying them, let's say, one by one. Alrighty, now at times once you run out of stock, if you come to the inventory here, you can see like this mafuta, these other things, they're almost out of stock. Now, I have to switch back to the employer, so that I can be able to restock. That is John Doe at gmail.com. Password real quick. Click login. Then set as a business owner. If I go back now, I should be able to come to the inventory. Then I have all the buttons. So now, once you run out of stock, what do you need to do? How do you update your stock? In this case, like you have these items you have restocked. So you can always click on restock. Okay. So there are multiple ways. Either you can restock from here, or if you want to restock from your store, there's also the store here. You can always come to the store, and let's say you had in store, you had what, like you have these as a dozen of 120 units. So we have this, and then now if you push to the inventory, let's say you are pushing like 20, you can do a transfer like that. And then once you come, now you can see now we've updated that. Alternatively, another best or simple solution would be if you click on the restock. If you click restock here, and then currently we have 17 units, and then we are adding like 30 units. So after the restock, it will give us a total of 47. If you click on save here, it gives you your restock history, so you can always see how you've been restocking. Let's say now this helps you to reference back. You never know what might happen. Let's say your supplier distributed you this, but if you are comparing from the time of restocking to the time when your items ran out of stock, so how many of you sold between those intervals in comparison with whatever you restocked? So this is very essential. It gives you that summary there. Okay, the full restock summary. And then even here, if you look at all the inventory on top here, we have the restocking history. So this gives you for all the items the full list instead of the individual items. So you can always see the full restocking history for all the items on how you've been restocking and so forth. And then on the restocking history, you can do what? At times, if you've load available a few, you can always load more as you scroll down. All right. Now let's restock again the vanilla essence. In this case, currently we have 10. At the time of doing a new restock, let's say we're adding 20, but now the buying price now in this case has changed. It's no longer 100 shillings. With the new fuel price hike or whatever thing has happened, you have an increment of the price. So the new price, if you click on now save, now we'll have an history here, and now this will always be the new buying price also. You can also add the supplier source. Let's say the name is whatever, David, and then add notes, whatever, their phone number or anything you need to add for your remembrance or something. So add anything you want to add here, whichever notes, and then in this case, let me add another 10. I have to put in that saved locally. Okay. All right, so now that is on the side of the restocking, what you need to be able to do. Add another 10. Supplier David, let's say Faith Atieno, notes, best supplier like that, whatever thing, let's say their number, if you want to put in that, and then save. All those will save alongside whichever notes you had in place. And all these things, if you come to the restocking history, you can always see the full restocking history of all the items. All right, so now we have all the items. We no longer have low stock items here, yeah, because we have done the restocking, and then now we can happily continue. At times you want to delete, you can delete items or edit, restock, all those. So this drop down or show menu icon gives you other functionalities that maybe are not here. So if you come here, you can always delete, edit, or do whatever. Come edit, you can do whatever you want to do there. All right, now that is it. That is the simple overview. All right, so that is the full overview. Very simple, very straightforward, and very easy to get started. And then you can always switch between whichever mode. If you come to the settings here, you can always select are you switching to either light or dark mode. It's here. Can switch within there. We have a dark mode support. If you are working at night, that is there supported. All right, thank you for watching. This should give you a head start on everything about the system. Very easy. Everything that we've just mentioned here is just straightforward, even on the mobile side of things. All right, see you in the next one. Toodles.